bicycle touring friends, I hope everyone is doing well. My name's George Schlacek, and I've been posting videos about bicycle touring for quite some time now. This is Bicycle Touring Talk 138. It is the continuation of the Colombia series that you may have been following. In the last episode, Barbara and I made it to Zawadi after what was really not the greatest ride due to sharing the narrow highway with heavy motorized traffic and getting cooked alive by the 38-degree heat. The biggest problem we had with the heat was trying to stay hydrated. We stopped a few times to get cold drinks like Gatorade and Coca-Cola, but in between we relied on the drinking water we were hauling, and that tasted like plastic tea. I have an idea that could solve this problem for all touring cyclists, but no money to bring it to market. So if you're rich and generous, just drop me some cash through Super Thanks or the coffee buying thing down below. Back to the tour. We really only had a rough idea that the Caribbean Sea was pretty close. Since we had not eaten a real supper the night before, we started the first day of February with a good breakfast at the restaurant right next to the hotel. It was surprisingly busy. That was because apparently buses stopped here for their meal breaks. Our ride started pretty much the same as the previous day, except that it was already getting quite warm as we left a bit later than usual. The highway was still narrow, with a 2-foot shoulder at best, and traffic was crazy. Traffic jam. The truck backing up, getting back on the road. We had come this far, we were going to make it the rest of the way too. So we kept plowing forward. Yeah, 30-kilometer speed limit through the little pueblito. Only problem is that nobody actually does 30. After about an hour, give or take, we got relief from the traffic. First, there was this abandoned gas station that didn't really look very inviting, but provided us a place to stop and take a break. It was right after that the 2-lane highway merged into a 4-lane expressway. Suddenly, traffic wasn't a problem anymore. We had reached the end of Highway 45 and were now following Route 90 toward Santa Marta. This was the coastal highway. It took only a few more kilometers and we had to stop again to celebrate. We could see the ocean now. First glance of the ocean, yay! It had taken us over 3 weeks to get here, and we felt like we had finally made it. How much further could it be to Santa Marta? Did it even matter? All we'd have to do was find a place near the beach that was nice and affordable, and we'd be all set. The dream of rolling out of bed in the morning, straight onto the sandy beach and into the salty ocean water was going to become our reality, at least for a few days. But we soon realized that we hadn't quite reached the sandy beaches yet. What we saw to the left of us were port installations. We simply had to keep going. After a while, we started seeing more and more hotel signs, and it looked like we were entering a populated area. Was it time to get off this highway and look around a bit? Did we want to ride all the way into the center of town, or was it perhaps better to find something on the outskirts? We got off the highway and onto some local streets. They were rough, and the buildings we saw looked like big, expensive resorts. We were able to roll right up to the beach, which was super exciting for us. But now we had to find a place to stay. We circled around the area a bit and finally found some people we could ask. Someone guided us toward a place that was supposed to be nice and affordable, but we didn't find it right away. Then we asked some vendor closer to where we assumed it would be, and one of them showed us the way. At first glance, I thought this place, Palm Bay, wasn't going to be for us. It said apartments for rent. We were sure that a whole apartment would be way too expensive for us in such a nice-looking place. It was indeed a bit pricey, but not as bad as we thought. So we took it for 2 nights. This would give us the chance to explore the area a bit and enjoy the beach. The apartment had 2 rooms with separate bathrooms and a common kitchen. We were not to use the kitchen because of the discount we got, but the room was quite nice. For now, this was perfect. We had no worries here. Paid the man for 2 nights and then got settled in before getting ready for the beach. It was literally just down the street. We actually spent the rest of the day enjoying one of the nicest beaches imaginable. The water was warm and pleasant, and there were so many fish. They were jumping out of the water near us, which was pretty amazing. The place we had landed was Rodadero. It's a kind of suburb of Santa Marta. After walking down the beach for a while, we decided to walk back through a different street. And we ended up in a fancy resort instead. This was a high-dollar place, and it was quite nice. But we weren't really supposed to be there without some kind of wristband. Staff were nice about it and guided us back toward the public street. Along the way, we saw this giant iguana. Later, we went for supper at a nearby mall that had a restaurant at the top level. We had burgers. It got dark around 6:30 or 7. We went back to the beach to enjoy the sunset and the milder temperatures of the evening. What should we do next? Perhaps negotiate a low rate for a whole week stay? Or maybe just move on and explore the rest of Santa Marta so we could find something more affordable? We had hauled our tent the entire way and not used it once. Could we camp somewhere and save a bunch of money while enjoying the outdoors to the max, even at night? In the next episode, I'll cover all that. I can tell you that the Palm Bay, which was the name of our hotel, wasn't as perfect as it seemed, but the alternatives also surprised us. Please, gently touch the like button and come back next week for the continuation of the story. Subscribing to the channel and activating the notification will help to remind you, so I would highly recommend it. Until then, you might find other videos in between though, because I post about 3 times a week, and you may or may not like the other content. Check it out.